All right, so MSCHF is making their moves again. We had the Wavy Babies most recently with the Tyga collaboration that had a cease and assist from Vans. Then before that, there was a tape which was inspired off of a Air Force One. Then before that, we had the Air Max 97, like Heaven and Hell, I guess, pack, if you want to call it that. But this is supernormal. Something a little bit more normal, I guess, but also not. So MSCHF is up to mischief again, and we have the supernormal, and you could see here is the card that comes with it. Here is a look at the shoes, and it does look very similar to something that we are familiar with. Pull the other one out. There's a little bit of some metal piping down here. I believe this is for the laces if you want to change it up. But here we have the supernormal from MSCHF. And this thing is ridiculous. This is really crazy. I actually kind of dig it. For those people that might not, I totally get it. You know what? It's not everybody's cup of tea. But in this video, I wanted to go ahead and give you guys a look at this. So let's go ahead and jump in. What's going on, guys? Hass here. Hopefully having a good day out there. Thank you guys for stopping by and watching. And if you guys are new to my channel and you guys enjoy the content, please consider subscribing. Also, if you haven't used my website, Collective Kicks, I post a bunch of sneaker deals on a weekly basis over there, so feel free to check that out. These were a care package I got from MSCHF. I just ended up getting back from Manila, Philippines, which is absolutely nuts. I have a vlog coming on that, as well as a rep market video that was really interesting and kind of crazy to see in person. So expect 2 videos coming later this week. I'm still working on editing them and catching up on sleep, and my kids finishing school and stuff like that this week. So it's been really hectic and crazy, but I wanted to get you guys the video on these because they do drop Thursday morning. So for those wondering, they actually have a MSCHF sneakers app. That's the way you have to actually get the shoe. I don't think you can get it any other way. Supernormal, yeah, it's actually 11 a.m. PDT. So in my time, $145 at retail on the 23rd. Now, I don't have any notes about the sneaker or anything, but obviously we kind of know what this is. It is kind of a wavy version of an Air Force One. You can tell from the midsole, it has MSCHF here instead. I did want to pull out the tapes as well because I know that they have some Air Force One inspiration on here. And I just want to double check because I think that is correct. So this is actually the same mold as for the tapes. So good to know that they actually recycled this, which makes a lot more sense now why this one had that wavy sort of pattern on the bottom. It seemed like they were trying to be a little bit more incognito on this pair with the waviness, but the upper had more straight line cuts and stuff. With the tape on it was kind of crazy as well. Anyway, that's a tape pair, which is the first one made kind of in-house under MSCHF Sneakers brand. And then now we have the supernormal. And one thing that I did notice between these two right off the bat is the leather quality on the white pair is actually better than on the other pair. So at least it looks better to me, and I know it's like a tumbled leather, but it actually feels pretty soft. But if you look at the thickness of the cut, it actually looks pretty thick. It feels better than like a standard pair of Air Force Ones, but those only are like $90 or so anyway, so you can't expect like a really premium product from that. What is kind of crazy and impressive is the way that they did this swirl design all over the upper. With a cut and sew leather upper, it can't be that easy to do the different sewing techniques all over the place. Because I mean, it's literally all over the place. It's just like the Wavy Babies. It's kind of an actual like engineering feat that they were able to make it happen on a pair of sneakers. So that was something I thought was pretty cool. The other thing is they really took and exaggerated everything. It's like literally you took a picture and like Picassoed it and distorted it and then turned that image into a pair of sneakers. Kind of like what they did with the Wavy Babies, but the Wavy Baby had the crazy midsole. This one doesn't have that midsole, just the upper. But it's exaggerated and crazy. It's sort of like when you hydro dip and you spray this stuff in the water and it kind of like swirls and stuff. I mean, you get that same exact look from the perforation holes on the toe box. Some of the holes on the perforation are a lot smaller, but then as it kind of waves and swirls, they get a lot bigger, and they're all different shapes. I mean, it's kind of a cool technique that they actually ended up using there. Then you even have the metal aglet at the bottom down here that says MSCHF on it. That is also swirly. It looks like a little macaroni. And then it looks like they have some replacements here for that as well. Even the tongue is super wavy, has a split down the middle, and it's just kind of like all over the place, keeping the same exact vibe. And then you can see the one thing that is missing is obviously a big swoosh down the middle. They don't have a swoosh at all on either side. And then on the back of the heel tab, you could see there is some exclamation points in a wavy motion that is embroidered on. I would say for sure when you get these in hand, you smell them and you're like, it's definitely not an Air Force One. The rubber smell is pretty extreme and not the same as an Air Force One. We're kind of used to that smell of Air Force Ones and Jordan Ones and the rubber and the glue smell. This one is definitely not something in that same camp, but I mean, it's its own manufactured pair. So it has a different vibe from that. That would have been crazy if they actually copied that same smell. If they could actually do that, that'd be epic. But all in all, like, it is a wavy version of an Air Force One. And I think that some people are actually going to look at this and go, dude, that's crazy. Like, I definitely want to get a pair. White on whites, it's like the perfect summer shoe, but also like a distorted crazy version versus the regular pair of Air Force Ones that everybody else has. So it's kind of like an edgier take on an Air Force One. And some people, again, will find that really cool. Other people obviously won't get it at all and will just be like, nah, I'll never wear those. It's not something that I'm interested in. But sneakers are in some sense an art form. So I feel like the MSCHF sneakers is taking that art form level to the next level and just kind of manipulating something that we know and then flipping it. And I don't know, I kind of like it. I mean, this one is wild. Even the back tab section here, usually there's a straight leather piece and they swerved it all around. Like, I don't know how they would make a bunch of these and keep them all the same with their unique, crazy structure, or are they all actually going to be a little bit different? Because the stitching of this thing, it looks purposeful because of the different swirls and stuff, and it looks like it's missing the mark. It's not perfectly stitched around, just like the Air Force One and stuff. And again, I think that was intentional because they want it to swirl around and have that same wavy motion, and it's exaggerated just like the shoe. So I think it actually works quite well for these. And even the MSCHF logo on the tongue, it's crazy exaggerated all the way through the bottom of the tongue. And even the tongue lace spot, usually it's up here, it's totally wavy and crooked down at the bottom. I mean, love it or hate it, it's a really creative take on a pair of Air Force Ones. And if Nike decided to do the exact same thing with the swoosh, like wavy all over the place, I mean, I could see Nike just doing that and like releasing their own and everybody all of a sudden being like, those are dope. But because it's a third party, like kind of mocking the Air Force One in a sense, in its own artistic shape, it's gonna like rub people the wrong way. But I'm just throwing that out there because it is funny how that works out. If it's the swoosh doing it, it's cool. But if a third party like a John Geiger with the checks, like the 3 checks or whatever on the Air Force Ones, that was kind of whack to some people because it wasn't official. And then Nike started releasing Air Force Ones with 3 stripes on the side or whatever, like misplaced checks or whatever. That's what they're called, the misplaced checks. Anyway, like what he was doing was inventive and different, and that's kind of the same vibe that I get from this. It's like taking something tried and true, something we love or hate, and then flipping it and just making it a little bit crazier and very MSCHF. Like, I think it's cool. I didn't get paid from the video or anything. They just sent me a free pair, so I can obviously say whatever I want about the product. So MSCHF in general, the target market's not going to be everybody. It's going to be a very select group of people. So I get if people aren't going to be interested in these, it's not going to be really something for you. But know if you're in that camp, why somebody might be interested in it, because again, they just want something different and they like the whole like artistic, crazy, flipped approach to something. And frankly, some people like to think way, way far outside of the box. And so those people will get it, and I think they'll appreciate what MSCHF did. But anyways, leave a comment in the comment section. What do you guys think? MSCHF, super normal. Shout out to the homie that sent these over, though, because if he didn't send them over, this is probably one of those pairs that I would be like, that's crazy. Like, I totally need to get a pair in hand to just check them out. And so now that I have them in hand, like, I can let you know that they're heavier. Like, the midsole is heavier than a pair of Air Force Ones. The leather quality on the upper feels nicer than a pair of Air Force Ones. And I like what they're doing. But I know everybody's going to be different, so it's all good. Leave a comment and let me know what you think. And if you guys enjoyed the video, please drop a like on the video. If it was somewhat informative, again, subscribe to the channel. And if you guys are trying to get a pair of these, head over to MSCHF sneaker app. It's different than their MSCHF app. There's 2 different apps that they have on Apple Store at least. And Thursday morning, again, is when they're dropping. So good luck if you're trying to get them. I have a feeling they will sell out pretty quick. I don't know what the resale market is, but usually they have some sort of value on StockX after the fact. Anyways, have a good one. Thank you guys for stopping by and watching. Check back again for the Manila sneaker vlog. It's pretty fun. There's lots of stuff that we ended up doing in a short amount of time, so it was super exciting. Big thank you to Carlo for hooking me up with that. It was really, really dope. But anyway, very, very excited for that. And there's some other shoes, Tom Sachs, that's going to be coming as well. I'll have a review on those. Some top 10 videos that I have planned as well. So lots of stuff on the channel. Subscribe, notification bell, and be notified when my videos are posted. But hopefully we'll see you back for some more videos. All right, peace, guys.